faith, family, and work. In that order. Michael Pascucci. Faith, family, work. In that order. Michael Pascucci values those three things above all else. Having grown up in an Italian-American family and raising a big Italian-American family of his own, who are here tonight, has only reinforced his belief that these tenets have been key to his personal and professional achievements. Please turn your attention to our Grand Marshal of the Columbus Day Parade, Michael Pascucci.
My parents what they always taught me was that you go do your best and you accept that. And you're going to hit bumps in the road, but you work through that. I always kind of felt that there was always a solution and you just keep working at it. I mean, just don't give up.
Michael Pascucci grew up in Manhasset on Long Island. He was the first in his family to go on to higher education.
My father only had a minimal grammar school education, had to go to work, landscaper, but insisted I go to college, then get an MBA. He didn't even know what an MBA was, but he said, you should get that, that's probably good.
From there, he started a number of businesses, first landing on the map for inventing the idea of car dealerships leasing cars. He then got into television.
Ended up building a television station on Long Island, knowing nothing about it. Along came cable and satellite, and lo and behold, our little Long Island station ended up reaching 24 million people in the tri-state area.
And when he decided he wanted a place to entertain clients, he found a beautiful property in Southampton and got to work building a dream golf course.
I happen to live next door to Jack Nicklaus, one of the world-famous golfers, and he designs golf courses. And there was a younger chap from the Midwest named Tom Doak who was the architect du jour. So I tried to get the two of them together and finally did. That created lots of interest in the golf media.
And the exclusive 300-acre golf course known as Sabonic became one of the hottest courses in the world. Married for 64 years with 4 children and 11 grandchildren, Pascucci credits his Italian roots and strong faith for his accomplishments.
I could have never, ever achieved my success in life and in my family without a faith-based childhood. My priorities were always faith, family, work. And when you get those out of order, then it's not the natural order.
A humble man who believes everyone should have the opportunity to succeed.
For someone who never expected anything like this, I mean, I'm still trying to get my arms around why they would pick me. I said, that's really not my style. I'm more under the radar. And then Ken Langone said, you owe it to your parents, Michael. What they had to go through to get you an education, so you owe it to them. It's a great honor for an Italian to do it, but I also think the Columbus Foundation is a great place. It's a great organization. They give 700 kids a chance that would not have had a chance with scholarships. My whole thing in life is everybody deserves a chance.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the 2021 Gala Chair, Joseph Plumet.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? Good? Happy Columbus Day. Happy Columbus Day. They tried to take this day away from us. Happy Columbus Day. I actually think Columbus was a courageous guy. Could you imagine they told him that the world was flat and they were going to fall off? And he decided that they were wrong, and he even got the ship funded. A smart guy, he was Italian. Queen Isabella. I think the guy was a visionary. I want to congratulate the Columbus Foundation because all over the world in the last couple of years, they've been taking statues of Columbus down. They tried to take our heritage away from us, but the Columbus Foundation said, no, you're not going to do that, and we're going to keep the statue up, and that parade is going to happen on Monday. I think Columbus was a visionary, and so was Mike Pascucci. What you saw in that video was a little vignette of a great man and a great visionary. You go back to 1974 and you think about car leasing and financing and a public company. You didn't do that back then. And I was younger and I probably leased a car from the guy when I didn't even understand what that was. And then he goes from car leasing and a public company to the cable business, and you heard him say 24 million viewers. How do you go from the car leasing business to the cable business unless you have a sense of vision? And yes, there's a legacy of being an Italian and wanting to do more. And then after that, he decides that one day we're playing golf. And we're on the 15th hole, and he said, I want to go into the insurance business, and I was running a company called Willis at the time. And I said, what do you want to do? He said, my kids want to go in the insurance business. We know a lot of people. I said, well, how could you do that? You need a lot of stuff, and you need apparatus and engineering and technology. And I said, you want to become part of the Willis Group? He said, yeah, let's do that. And before I got to the 15th hole, we had a deal. Years later, after that was successful, he turned that enterprise into cybersecurity. He goes from real estate and finance and cars to cable vision to insurance to cybersecurity, and then he has a vision that he's going to take a piece of land and he's going to make people happy by having a view of a lifetime that you saw on that screen. When he talks about faith, a lot of people say you wear your faith on your sleeve. Mike Pascucci wears his faith on his lapel every day. I've never seen the man with a jacket on without a little pin that says, try God. When you have your faith on your lapel and you wear it every day, and you have the values that you have, the faith that he talks about, the family that you see, 4 children, 11 grandchildren, and his wife of 64 years, Joe Pascucci. I have to tell you, for those of us who belong to Sabonic, the most beautiful thing in the world to see Mike and Joe Pascucci on the golf course almost every weekend is a joy to behold. You talk about faith, you talk about family, you talk about a family, Italian values. It's Mike Pascucci, the entire Pascucci family. I am proud to introduce my friend, the Grand Marshal, Mike Pascucci.
Joe, there's only one Joe Palmieri. If you were at his 10 years ago to the night is when Joe was the Grand Marshal, and I think they packed in about 1,100 at the Waldorf, standing room only, and he got up and without notes spoke for half an hour. And not in one spot, back and forth across the stage. Jimmy Swaggart was jealous of Joe Palmieri. Joe, a great job as a Gala chairman, and that introduction, and encouraging me to do this along with Tom Iovino. It's really not my thing. I thought I was going to be the bland Marshal. I'm like an under the radar. So, but I do thank you, and I'm proud to be up here with the other honorees. I heard their stories, Jody and Dan and Joe Guerrera. You've accomplished so many things, and you should be very proud. Angelo, I got to know you when I got the call, and I said, I'm not sure what's involved, but you said, I'll come out. We came out, we met with my family. We sat around the table. He told me what the Columbus Foundation did. And it's a very good organization, helping with scholarships for the kids and so forth. And Angelo, and at the end, and he said, "Oh yeah, and then maybe let me take a look at your Rolodex." And I see a lot of my Rolodexes here tonight. So, and Angelo, and you and the staff did a wonderful job putting this together with handicap, with COVID, and we got bumps from one place, and you've turned this into a very nice event, and thank you. And we had a nice dinner Thursday night, got to meet some of the grand marshals and prep for the event, and they told me what's involved. And Angelo reminded me, he told a story that Thursday night, reminded me of, it may be relevant for some of you here. Cardinal Dolan, a short while ago, put out the word that he was going to kind of redo the residence where he lives. Now, he lives in a cathedral. So, to me, that sounded like a lot of money. I basically hid from the Cardinal for 2 years, and he caught up with me in Florida. And I said, yeah, Cardinal, but you spent all that money. And if many of you have been to the cathedral, I said, Cardinal, there's no bathroom. How could you spend all that money and not put in a bathroom? He said, Michael, you have my permission. You go ahead and go put in the bathroom. I said, that's a lot of money. What do I get for that? 6 indulgences. Said, listen, throw in 2 annulments and you got a deal. So I said, but it's not for me. It's not for me, Cardinal. I said, they're for my wife. She'll use 1 now and keep 1 in reserve in case she makes the same mistake again. Because So those of you who are going to go to the cathedral at the Mass on Monday morning, take a look at the bathroom. I'm going to use the bathroom, and I guarantee you that it's the most expensive leak I've ever taken. I should have continued to use that little restaurant down the street, right? But, I mentioned my wife. So it's about 70 years ago that I crashed a party on New Year's Eve at her house. She was the new girl in town. I heard about it. I walked in. I'd never had a date before. I was infatuated with her. I copied her phone number down and knocked over the Christmas tree. So that was the beginning of a 6-year of dating and then marriage. So it's 65, going on 65 years we've been married. And what you saw up on that screen and what Joe Palmieri was explaining, all those little businesses and trials and tribulations, plus raising a family, she went through all of that. So we know that this honor, it belongs more to her than it certainly would belong to me. So thank you for that. And also, as I came up with these different ideas, that many people can come up with ideas, and that's not the end of it. That's not the skill set. The skill set is execution. And thank goodness I had my 4 children. So when the auto lease business, which basically didn't exist yet, that was created, and I had my 3 boys knee deep in working in all aspects of that. What now as consumer leasing was created by us at that time. I see bishops here and Monsignor Jim. Likewise, I was working with the Catholic Diocese on Long Island, Father Tom Hartman. Many of you know him. And I said, well, gee, Long Island's a big place. Why isn't there a TV station? So I said, let's just do that. I could barely turn a TV station on. And next thing you know, I'm building a TV station, but again, the boys are right there to fill it out. It became very successful, eventually reaching 24 million viewers in the tri-state area. And the same thing with the golf course when that came along. Great idea. Many people have an idea to build a golf course, but you try and go build one in Southampton, where it takes you 3 years to get a 10 by 15 extension approved on your house, and we had to change the zone. So my accomplishments, and I'm up here, but I have to share the credit with my family, my boys. My daughter Dawn, she was raising her family, but now she works in the foundation, and thank you for that. And my brother Ralph's here, also with Jean. And we have 9 of my 11 grandchildren. One granddaughter's away at college, and Joseph, my grandson, he is sick in the hotel back there. But yeah, Olivia and Edwin. I got my first great grandchild. They're here, and then we got Alana McLean and Morgan and Sophie, Lily, and Cole. So we thank you all. So, you know, being the last person up here, you pretty much, you've heard everything that I was going to say was already said. So we all have, you know, all of our grandparents and our parents went out of their way to give us opportunities. So when I was asked to do this, you know, I didn't want to do it. And back and forth for quite a while. Ken Langone, a past Grand Marshal. We've known each other almost 70 years. He knew my parents. I knew his parents. He basically said, Michael, you can't say no. You owe it to your parents to do this, what they did for you, as many of you folks sitting out there have the same thing. And then what tipped me over, that made me say yes, is that I was also born on Columbus Day. So that was really the message from God, you know, that I got to do this. And, you know, so the bottom line with all of us, most of us sitting here, is that our parents and our grandparents gave us a chance and gave us the opportunity. And what I admire about the Columbus Foundation is that that's what they do, and they stick to us, they help people, they give people a chance and an opportunity, and that's all you can ask. What you do with it, after that, you're on your own. So thank you all for coming and supporting the foundation here tonight. Appreciate it, and God bless everybody. Right.